Here we go, 2023 Highlander L Edition. So your entry-level L Edition front-wheel drive. Let's get started right up front. So for 2023, there's some minor changes on the Highlander. I think the biggest change is the engine, but as far as the exterior, it's pretty much the same. The L Edition is the entry-level, so L, LE, XLE, Limited, Platinum, and this is your gasoline edition in the L. Now they also make this in an all-wheel drive. This one's the front-wheel drive, so this is really going to be the entry level in terms of the pricing. But not a basic vehicle really, even though it's the entry level. Starts at about 38 grand. Headlights on here are LED headlights, they're projector style headlights, LED daytime running lights, and a super sleek look on that. So they use the same hood and the same, essentially the same headlight assembly on just about all of them. The front grille has this satin finish trim here with the large Toyota badging, and then a gloss black kind of a mesh grille in between that. And even though it's the L Edition, all the same safety features you're going to find on every single Highlander, because this has Safety Sense 2.5. So up in the windshield there's some sensors up there for lane detection, road sign detection, pre-collision, pedestrian detection, and then in behind here there's some sensors for your dynamic radar cruise control as well. So all the safety features you'd want out of your Toyota. Now as we take a look at the front of this, there's really not much of a bumper anymore on vehicles. You can see the grille comes right out to the edge of the license plate. This is a 5-mile-an-hour energy absorbing fascia here. But the lower piece, this is all matte black ABS plastic, which is scratch and dent resistant. So if you do bump into something like a kid's bicycle in the garage, it's going to minimize that damage. So very durable, but again, it's a 5-mile-an-hour energy absorbing front end. And that's pretty much standard on all SUVs in America. Here at the side, you'll notice the over fenders. They use that same ABS plastic there. This is an 18-inch cast aluminum wheel, so not a basic vehicle where a lot of basic entry levels have steel wheels. These are cast aluminum 18-inch with chrome lug nuts. That's a nice all-season radial tire. It's a 235/65 18-inch. This is a Bridgestone. The wide sidewalls really give you a nice smooth ride on here as well. And then of course we have front disc brakes. They're ventilated disc brakes, anti-lock brakes, traction control standard. And I said that this is a front wheel drive edition. As I mentioned, you can get it in all-wheel drive, but honestly the front wheel drive on this does really well, particularly with this tire setup. It's a fully independent front suspension with McPherson struts. Here's a quick look at the side view. I love the body lines that go up and over the back wheel walls there. Color to match outside mirrors, outside door handles. The smart keyless entry system is standard. LED lamps or turn signals in the mirrors. These are folding mirrors. They're also breakaway mirrors. They're also heated outside mirrors. These the L Edition does not have blind spot monitoring, but some good technology right there in the mirrors. Notice the window trim up and over and down here on the B pillar and also on the C pillar. That ABS scratch resistant plastic, privacy glass on all back windows, chrome trim here on the lower part of the door sills. The one thing that's great about the Highlander is those large, wide, easy open doors. So when I pop this door open, take a look at how easy it is to get in and out. Fairly low step up height in there, so if you have older folks, parents, or people with knee problems, it's going to be pretty easy to get in. It opens up nice and wide. Now this one does have added to it as an extra charge the factory mud guards, so you get the ones in the back and also the ones up on the front. That's $129 extra. Notice how it wraps into the over fenders and also wraps nicely into the rear bumper, which is also ABS plastic on the lower portion of that. luggage rack or roof rack is not standard. Color to match, or I'm sorry, a black shark fin antenna, color to match high mounted spoiler, LED third brake light, privacy glass, rear window defrost, rear washer wiper. This glass right here does not open. And then as we slide around to the back, take a look at those tail lights. Really bright, clear, good visibility. They wrap around the side of the vehicle just like the front headlights do. So it gives great visibility on the side here. This one does have the black badge package. That's going to be an extra charge as well here. So the black Toyota badge, black Highlander badge. Does not have the power lift gate, but does have the backup camera, 2 LED license plate lights there, and it does have remote keyless entry. We'll dive inside a little later in the video. And then notice the ABS plastic down here. These are going to be reflectors. And it does not come standard with the trailer towing package, but you can tow up to 5,000 pounds on the Highlander front wheel drive. And this is going to be the turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. So we'll go ahead and pop the hood and take a look at that new engine under the hood. So this is the new 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder 16 valve gasoline engine. And this engine replaces the V6 engine from last year, so the 3.5 liter V6. This engine produces 265 horsepower and a whopping 310 foot-pounds of torque. And as I mentioned earlier, has the ability to tow up to 5,000 pounds. Now it's connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and your engine and transmission have a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, no deductible. And then of course you do get Toyota Care, which covers your basic maintenance. So your fluid top offs, your oil changes, tire rotations. Toyota covers all that for the first 2 years or 25,000 miles, and that will save you, hundreds of dollars in maintenance expense. By the way, this engine transmission combination combined fuel economy comes in at 28 miles per gallon, so pretty darn good. This is a 7-passenger mid-size SUV, so that's pretty darn good fuel economy. The vehicle itself has a 3-year, 36,000 mile limited warranty. Again, no deductible there. And then if you bring your vehicle over to Smart Toyota here in Madison to get your maintenance done, we do also provide a complimentary car wash. Let's go ahead and dive inside. So heading inside, this one has the graphite interior, so the light gray interior. They also offer it with a black interior. It's going to be a cloth mesh. So here on the door, it's basically black and gray with a black door handle, power mirrors, power door locks, one touch up and down on all 4 windows, and you can see the switches are also backlit with a gray flat fabric insert, more of that satin chrome similar to what we saw on the grill. Pockets on the doors, speakers down on the doors, also puddle lights down here on the doors as well. So as I mentioned, this is the L edition. It's the entry level, but comes with a lot of nice standard equipment like a power driver seat with power recliner. Power driver seat only, no power on the passenger seat, no lumbar support. This is a cloth fabric seat. It's a pretty darn comfortable seat, definitely durable. If you're going to put kiddos in here, that's going to be nice. Height adjustable headrest, height adjustable seat belts, 7-passenger I mentioned before. We'll get in the back seat here in just a bit. Take a look over on the dashboard. Again, a graphite padded dashboard, trip odometer reset, dimmer switch for your dash lights, automatic high beams, which we also have automatic on and off for our headlights. We have auto engine start, so if you want to save some extra fuel economy, you can turn that on. That automatically shuts off the engine when you're at a stoplight and then restarts it. Little storage compartment down here for your pocket change. Hood release, gas door, dead pedal, brake, and gas all where you would expect them. And then floor mats are not standard. You can upgrade to the all-weather floor mats, which I highly recommend. And then we have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Let's go ahead and grab a seat. Behind the wheel of the Highlander, there is a lot of room up here. Plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom. The L Edition does not come with a sunroof, so the headroom is really terrific up here. Let me show you the leg room from the driver's perspective. So I've got this seat all the way back, and I'm 5'7", and I know I could not drive this vehicle without moving the seat ahead. So I think if you're a 6-footer, you're going to be just fine. You can recline it back. The seat has a height adjustment as well, so it should work for most people. The steering wheel on the L Edition is vinyl wrapped, so it's not a leather wrapped steering wheel. It is comfortable, it's padded, it's not heated. There's a driver's side airbag, Toyota badge, of course. Over on this side, we've got our cruise control settings, dynamic radar cruise control, full speed dynamic radar cruise control right here, lane departure or lane tracing on and off. You can change the sound system settings here. And then over on this side, we've got fingertip controls for our fuel computer information center, which is going to be up here. We've got Bluetooth connectivity and voice activation for our smartphone. So a lot of great technology, even at the entry level of the Highlander. Over here, we've got our headlight controls. We do have auto on and off for headlights, no fog lights on here. And then over on this side, we've got our front wiper controls with intermittent settings and a rear washer wiper with intermittent settings as well. Take a look at the gauge cluster. So this is interesting. It's almost like a chronograph look to it. So black or silver on black, pretty nice look to it. I'll go ahead and start it up here. We do have the push button start, so foot on the brake and just push the button in and away you go. Little bit of an animation there in the middle. On the left hand side, we've got our tach and our temperature. On the right hand side, we've got our speedometer and our fuel gauge. And then right here in the middle is the information center, which has a variety of information, including the outside temperature, a digital clock. Also has a seatbelt status, so if you have little ones in the back, it'll tell you whether they have their seatbelts on or not, so that can come in handy. And then we also can toggle through some of those settings right here on the steering wheel. We can move through and take a look at, let's see, there's our driver information, there's a compass there, sound system settings, tire pressure monitoring on there as well, and then we can change our safety sense settings as well to turn those on and off based upon our preferences. So quite a bit going on there, and definitely not an entry-level gauge cluster. Take a look at the center stack. Now this is a new sound system and center stack this year. Toyota's making their own. They open a technology development center. I believe it's in Texas. So this is all new for 2022. There's a number of different layouts and setups and sizes available. Because this is the L, this is going to be your entry-level sound system. And it is pretty nice and pretty intuitive. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the whole thing to you because it should really be set up for the first owner, but I did want to show you as we jump over, kind of bypass all those things. We do have AM, FM, also no navigation, but you can connect your smartphone and use the navigation off of your smartphone. Let me jump back over to the music here. I wanted to go to Sirius satellite radio. So you get 3 months of the platinum subscription for Sirius satellite radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Alexa compatible. And then as we move down the center here, I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. As we go down to our heating and air conditioning. So there's 3 separate heating and air conditioning adjustments, driver side, front passenger, and then they also have individual controls for the back heating and air conditioning. So that's pretty nice on an entry-level vehicle. Front window defrost, rear window defrost, which also turns on your heated outside mirrors. So these mirrors out here can be activated there. And then it does have electronic front window de-icer as well. So again, another one of those features you generally wouldn't expect to see on an entry-level vehicle. You can also activate the rear heating and air conditioning right here. So plenty of heating and air conditioning controls. I'm just going to turn it down before I get smoked out of here. Vents here. Hazard or flashers are here. I mentioned the push button starts over on this side here. And then we have these nice little package shelves here, so you can drop your smartphone. There's another one over here. I love this graphite trim on this side here, and this is all padded and stitched as well. We've got a nice size glove box, which does have a key lock on there, and of course there's your owner's manuals down there as well. There's an airbag in the dashboard here, and there's also side curtain airbags as well. Notice passenger assist grip up on the roof line there. Here's a quick look at your passenger seat. And then as far as your overhead lighting and mirrors, vanity mirrors with lights, safety connect, so if you need help out on the road, push that toy, it'll get your roadside assistance. These are our interior lighting controls. We also have a nice kid catcher convex mirror, so you can see the kiddos in the back seat. And then above that, there's a place. Push this one more time, bear with me. There. So you can put your sunglasses up here, but you can still use that kid catcher convex mirror. And then as far as the mirror itself, this one has the upgraded frameless mirror, so it's a bigger mirror. And then it also has the home link buttons for your garage door openers as well right there. It's not an automatic dimming mirror. There is the traditional flip switch, but it is a frameless mirror, so if you've got the little ones in the back, you're going to have really good visibility out the back there as well. Coming back to the center console way down here. Well, before I get there, I want to show you the backup camera. So there's a backup camera. We're going to switch this into reverse. We'll go up here and we'll take a look at our backup camera. It's definitely brighter and clearer than last year, but this is your entry-level screen, so it's not as big and bold and colorful as the upscale versions, but it's still going to come in super handy to spot out the kids in the back seats, or I'm sorry, the kids' bikes behind there, so you don't run those over. Let me slide this back here. I want to show you there's a couple different, there's 4 different power opportunities here, including a 12 volt down there, a little storage compartment here. We've got 2 cup holders. Here's the remote. You can see it says Highlander on the back. And then down here we've got our snow mode, traction control on and off, parking brake hold, parking brake, and then our drive mode. So we've got a sport, a normal, and an eco mode. And it does have a visual indicator up here in the cluster to let you know, so you don't have to look down to see what mode you're in. But honestly, I think you'll be able to tell the difference in the performance. Center armrest, this does not open up. It slides back kind of like a roll top desk, like so. And then inside here, throw some light down in there if I can. So inside here, there's a little odds and ends tray that can be pulled out. There's a 12 volt outlet right down here to plug stuff in. And then this is a pretty large storage compartment. This does not lock, but it does slide open like so. And there's plenty of room on here for 2 arms, especially if they're skinny arms like mine. So that's a quick look up front. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat. So as I mentioned, this is a 7-passenger standard. So you've got 3 seats here, and this is probably going to be the best place for adults with tons of leg room. But then you do have the jump seat in the back. So that can be you can get in there by popping this handle up right here and then just sliding it forward, and the kiddos can climb their way up in there. And I do like the extra steps and the extra protection there as well. And then as we take a look in the back seat, there are 3 seat belts back there, but I don't know if I'd want to put maybe 3 little ones. So you could put 3, 6, 8, so they call it an 8-passenger. But it's going to be pretty tight back there. There are cup holders. We'll jump back there in a little while. I'll pop the seat down and show you all the cargo room. But it's not that difficult to get in the back, and then to slide this back, pop it into place like that, and away you go. So let's jump inside here. So from a legroom perspective in the back seat, take a look at this. I mean, that's like, I don't know, 8 or 10 inches of knee room. Now, I did move that seat ahead a little bit, but if you have somebody tall driving and they move the seat all the way back, I think the passengers are going to be just fine. And they do have pockets on the backs of both seats, and then independent heating and air conditioning controls back here, temperature controls, and then down here there's 2 charging ports. I would like to see Toyota move those up higher, because you know, if you have one of those iPhones, the cords are only about 3 feet long anyway, so I'd like to see them move those up, and also they're less likely to get get stepped on by somebody's feet. So I'd like to see them either moved up here. I have seen vehicles where they mount them in the sides of the seats. I think that's one solution that Toyota might want to consider. And then as far as features back here, overhead lighting, heating and air conditioning vents are there, passenger grips, coat hooks. There's a folding armrest here, which gives you 2 cup holders. The doors do have bottle holders down there, speakers as well. Covers all the basics, hits all the sweet spots really nicely, especially for comfort, convenience, and room. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk. So you can see the tailgate opens up nice and high out of your way. It is not a power lift gate on the L Edition. It's available on the upscale versions. So here's the amount of cargo room you have with the back seats up. Plenty of room for groceries back here. Of course, depends on how many people you're trying to feed. This one does have the all-weather floor liners, which are an extra charge. So that's this rubber cover here, and then down underneath here is where you have some additional storage, as well as your toolkit over on this side. It's a nice place to store emergency equipment, jumper cables, first aid, blankets, those types of things go nicely under there. There is a little bit of a storage cubby over here. If you pull that up, down in that hole down there, so there's a place you can throw stuff there as well. There's hooks for a cargo net in the back, and then you can see the seats are 40-60 fold down, pretty easy to drop down. Now, I did fold down the center seats, you can see that there. I wanted to show you how much room there is when you drop these seats down. So you pull this handle up and it folds down, not a power seat. So you can fold down 40% or 60%. Notice the headrests fell down by themselves, and now you've got a tremendous amount of distance in here. If you're going to go camping and you're going to throw an air mattress in here, you're going to be pretty well off, I think. Cup holders over here, tie down hooks, there's speakers there as well. The L Edition does not have any power outlets in the back for your backseat passengers, but you do have those tie downs. Those are kind of nice, and as I mentioned, I strongly recommend these all-weather floor liners, but take a look at how much room is in there. So I strongly recommend getting those liners. You get that trunk liner, and then you get a box full of floor mats that go inside there as well. So a lot of room inside the Highlander. It's definitely great for the family. So that's the 2023 Toyota Highlander L Series, 2-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, 4-cylinder, turbocharged 4-cylinder. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. And feel free to share it out with friends and family if you like. This is Tony here at Smart Toyota. Thanks for watching.